What is going on, everyone? This is Jabo, and I'm your host, Brendan Bryan. After, I guess, what has it been? Just a handful of weeks? The NASCAR Cup Series season kicks it off today with the Daytona 500. So while watching this race and, well, the rest of the season, keep in mind these crazy predictions I'm going to put out that are going to be obviously very, very accurate. Take it to the bank. Take it to your bookie. Not really, but wink, wink anyway. Let's get started here. First, I do not think Ram goes straight from trucks to Cup in 2027. I see them making the move in 2028 rather than 2027, but that's just my 2 cents. Further, I think another NASCAR team will announce that they will join Kaulig under the Ram banner. I think Trackhouse and Legacy are the two most likely teams to flip, but Spire is in the conversation even though with their ties to Cadillac. Speaking of Cadillac, I think a new manufacturer will announce their intentions to join the Cup Series in 2026, either being Honda or Cadillac, but just like Ram, they won't jump straight away to the Cup Series in 2027, but instead will do like the Trucks, Xfinity, then Cup kind of route. I think NASCAR is going to announce 2 international races for 2027, those being in Mexico and Canada. This is not anything that's actually ever going to happen. This is just something I hope that happens because it would be absolutely awesome and terrible at the same time, but really it would be absolutely awesome. But let's give Bowman Gray a Cup Series regular season race date, because wouldn't that be cool? Or am I just, yeah. All right, now let's predict some silly season moves. First, I hope Kyle Busch is done with RCR after 2026, but where he lands, I honestly don't know. That's because I think Corey Heim replaces Riley Herbst at 2311 for 2027, Jesse Love replaces Busch at RCR, Riley Herbst replaces Ty Dillon at Kaulig. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. People think he is, but he's not. Lane Riggs replaces Todd Gilliland at Front Row, and Alex Bowman will keep his ride at Hendrick after 2026. So it might not sound like an upgrade, but I think Kyle Busch joins a Legacy as their third driver for 2027. Remember, in 2027, they're getting a third charter from Rick Ware Racing. I further think that Bowman, Cindric, and Ty Gibbs will be on the hot seat after 2026 and will not remain with their current teams following the 2027 season. All right. Outside of those pretty cool predictions there that will definitely happen, it's time for what you're all waiting for, and that is who are going to be the 16 chase drivers and who will be the champion. Honestly, kind of easy to predict up to a certain point, because these first 13 drivers should make the chase, barring, well, essentially absolute disaster. I have the 4 Hendrick drivers of Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Chase Elliott making it. I have 3 JGR drivers in the show with Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, and Christopher Bell. The Penske duo of Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney will advance. 2311's Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace will also advance. RFK's Chris Buescher advances, and Trackhouse's Ross Chastain will also. That leaves 3 spots to be filled, so let's fill them up real quick. First off, I'm taking Chastain's teammate Shane Van Gisbergen because heck yeah. Then I'm taking for the final 2 spots the remaining RFK drivers Brad Keselowski and Ryan Preece. Even though Brad is, well, essentially one leg starting the season, I think he can do it. Because, I mean, the last time he broke something, he won at Pocono, and the last time he was sick, he won Atlanta. So maybe he does something this time? Maybe? But he is my last guy in, just in case you're curious. That means I'm leaving out big names such as Sad Kyle Busch for the 3rd straight year, Ty Gibbs, Carson Hocevar, and Austin Cindric. I do think 4 of these non-chasers will win a race this season. That being Carson Hocevar because, I mean, he's essentially Ricky Bobby. Connor Zilisch because he's just that talented. I don't see him being held back for that long. Eric Jones because it's like, I don't know, every 3 years he gets one. And Kyle Busch, so he won't be so sad, but he also will still be sad because he kind of sucks now. Also add Ryan Preece to the first-time winners list, while chasers Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, and Ross Chastain all go winless in 2026. That Chastain prediction, probably one of my spicier ones, and I don't think it's going to hold up, but you never know. We're in the chase now, and this is how I see the chase field finishing in points after the 10-race chase. In 16th, I have Shane Van Gisbergen. I think he makes the show in like 14th in points, but I don't see him holding that, personally, but that's just me. In 15th, Bubba Wallace. In 14th, Peg Leg Brad Keselowski. In 13th, Ryan Preece. In 12th, Alex Bowman. In 11th, Ross Chastain. In 10th, Chris Buescher. In 9th, Denny Hamlin. In 8th, Chase Briscoe. In 7th, Tyler Reddick. And I believe we are going to have shades of 1992 and 2004 as the top 6 drivers will all be mathematically eligible to win the title come the finale at Homestead. In 6th, many would disagree, but I have Joey Logano. I still think he is that good. In 5th, I have Chase Elliott. In 4th, I have Christopher Bell. In 3rd, Ryan Blaney. In 2nd, I have William Byron, and that means I predict your 2025 champion will be Kyle Larson, who I think will have to ironically win the finale at Homestead to clinch his 3rd title, which will also secure him the honors for most wins on the season at 6. Well, there you have it, everyone. Some pretty crazy, chaotic predictions for the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season that are obviously very accurate, and when we revisit these predictions come chase time or postseason time, they'll hold up real nice. But again, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Jawbo. I've been your host, Brendan Bryan, and I will see you all next time, and let's get on with Daytona.